Anyway, the other reason we're using this is just because if you keep your hands on the handles, you're probably not going to get your fingers cut. So try to do that. But jump in, don't be shy. We're going to chop up all this. We're going to chop them up nice and fine so that
Era pizzaiolo, ad esempio, no.
Okay, so she's saying that we use it in a lot of different ways, in fish dishes and a bunch of different sauces. Aione is like a garlic sauce they make down in Siena. They put a whole head of garlic in there, and anyway, we use it in a lot of things, just not in the Tuscan ragu. This is very similar to bolognese, though. The difference really is that we're only using the ground beef. In Bologna, they also put in pork sausage, usually pancetta or like guanciale, which is like a pancetta that's made with the cheek meat. It's even better than pancetta, actually. But because they put pork in there, most of the times they're agreed that pork and garlic go together. Instead of starting off the oil with the vegetables in it, they start off with peeled garlic cloves, whole peeled garlic cloves, and just baste those as the oil is heating up until they become like a light golden brown color. And they know two things: that the oil is infused with the garlic flavor, and then you take the garlic out. That's all the garlic they throw in, and then they know at the same time that the olive oil is hot enough to throw the vegetables in. So they throw the vegetables in, get a little more flavor by throwing it into a hot oil. But at the same time, it's keeping the olive oil from ever reaching its smoking point, which is the same reason why Carmela put her vegetables in the cold oil started from cold. So never got you didn't get any of that bitter flavor from the smoking olive oil.
Do you ever drain like
No, we're not going to drain this at all. Cosa stai facendo ora?
Adesso andiamo a rosolare la carne insieme al battuto. La carne inizia a buttare il suo liquido e dopo lo dobbiamo ritirare tutto, e quando inizia a ritirare il liquido comincia a rosolare e poi si mette il vino.
Okay, so she's just saying what's going to happen here. You can hear it searing now. Hear her throwing that much meat into a pan. Eventually that moisture is going to like bleed out of the meat, so it's just going to kind of be bubbling away. We're not going to pour any of that off because that's all flavor. All that juice from the vegetables and from the meat and all that olive oil. So we're not going to pour that off. What's going to happen is it's going to boil away and it's going to concentrate. So we'll get a concentration of flavors. And then once the moisture content is boiled away and what's left in there is the olive oil. So it starts searing again. You start hearing that sound again at the end. It starts searing again. The more you scrape the bottom of the pan and let it adhere and scrape the bottom of the pan and let it adhere, keep doing that. The more caramelization you're forming on the meats, the more flavor you're going to get out of your sauce. And then once you're basically got that caramelization, that's when you put the red wine in. Releases anything that was stuck to the bottom of the pan. And those flavors start kind of marrying together.
Anche voi rosolate in questa maniera? Anche loro rosolano.
Do you cook your ragu like this? Is that something different?
Similar.
brown, so yeah. Fats, like you would brown.
Okay.
You do a lot of
Ok, ma lei rosola la ciccia prima di buttare là dentro.
Perde il sapore allora, il sapore lo lascia via e poi non lo metti sempre insieme. La carne lascia il sapore dentro il sugo.
So that you give it in there, you get all the flavors inside your sauce instead of like leaving some in another pan or something. But the reason that much olive oil too, though, it's not one of them just so that you got all that in there to sear again at the end, but it's really just because the meat we got today was like 95% meat. Traditionally in Tuscan cookery, it's all game meats. Like they got venison, wild goat, wild boar. But wild boar is a pig, but it's running around all the time, so it's super lean. Use that much olive oil in a wild boar ragu. They'll do it with pheasant and even pigeon and quail, rabbit. Even with like poultry, like duck or chicken. Like I've seen Tuscan chefs these days to peel off the skin of the poultry because they'd rather use the olive oil as a fat because it's healthier.
Do you change the vegetables if you're using poultry or like lighter game like rabbit? You still keep the vegetables the
No,
same?
again, I would just change the color of the onion. If it's a white
Or
wine.
white
Yeah, yeah. If I'm doing a Tuscan style,
And then a
like
white wine instead of a red wine?
yeah, if I'm doing rabbit, I might add in some different spices because each one has different spices. Like with this wild boar, they'll definitely put like bay leaves in there and juniper berries. Same thing with in marjoram or oregano if you don't have marjoram. Same thing with very similar with the venison. But yeah, it depends on what open heat source here, like out on a grill or something. It's called bruschetta. Again, town we're making like the typical topping for bruschetta. This is but you can go downtown and get one with like porcini mushrooms over the top. Some restaurants will serve what's called bruschettone, which means big bruschetta. But you take this, you pop it in an oven. It's no longer bruschetta because you're toasting it in a different way. You're toasting it in a box, so it's called crostone. Take that crostone, you cut it in half. It's not a crostone anymore, it's a crostino.
Tomatoes that made it.
Yeah, crostini, you already got two crostinis. If you cut a piece in half, you got two pieces crostini.
Just eat one.
Anyway, what you want to look for when you're doing this is get the outside nice and crispy, but still have a soft center. So generally, this bruschetta is made with fresh bread. Crostone is generally made with day-old bread, so it's a little easier. But I get it that crusty because I want to grate a clove of garlic on this. This is the next thing I'm going to do. When I make my bruschetta, I make what's called a fettunta. It started off as a fettunta. Fetta means slice. Unta means oily or greasy. It just means translates a greasy slice. But you take a clove of garlic and just grate it straight on the bread. Here with some salt and then douse it with olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Next month is the olive harvest. So they basically be harvesting the olives, and when the first press is a cold press, it's extra virgin olive oil. But when it first comes off the press, they don't call it extra virgin. They call it olio novo. It's called means new oil. So they'll make the fettunta to celebrate that. They have all these festas across Tuscany in Italy where they have the fettunta, and I don't know, you see a lot of even some of the old guys that are harvesting olives that come in with their harvest to have it pressed with a piece of toast in their pocket. So they can just take it and put it underneath the spout and taste it directly off the milk. Argue with their friends who's more better that year.
Abbiamo 200 alberi.
I don't know, they really abuse olive oil here. I'm not sure. Oh, the Chianti. Probably, I imagine, yeah, they're selling a lot of this overseas for sure. It's like one of the most popular Italian wines. It's probably one of the main wines that get sold overseas. Anyway, she's letting this evaporate off, like the alcohol evaporate. The other thing you see her doing, she's scraping the bottom of the pan, making sure all that stuff's released off the bottom. Next thing we're popping in here is the passata di pomodoro. Just means passed tomatoes or passed tomatoes. We've got it's tomato puree basically. A lot of people make this at home. They'll be growing tomatoes. Peak season, have so many ripe tomatoes, won't be able to eat them all, so they'll run them through a food mill, takes all the skins and seeds out, and they'll be left with a fresh tomato pulp. A lot of people just can that as is, so they've got fresh tomato pulp all year round until the next harvest. But, others will cook it down like this, and this one's cooked. It just has salt as a preservative. But look at the label on the one that if you're going to buy this to make your ragu at home. Look at the labels, a lot of them have sugar in them. It's not very uncommon because a lot of people actually make this at home. When they're making it, they end up with throwing green tomatoes in there too, or not so ripe tomatoes, so they'll add sugar to balance the acidity.
Abbassato temperatura.
So she just turned down the temperature here for the first time.
Oh, okay. So do you ever add sugar or cinnamon or anything? Or it's just
Yes.
Here, no. Generally, I won't put it in there. Like some chefs I work for, like insist they put sugar in the tomato sauce, but I think it just depends on the sweetness of your tomatoes.
Could you do like
water to get out the rest of it.
the whole tomato that's canned without the seeds?
My mom does that with the cans.
Yeah, I mean you can take San Marzanos and just throw San Marzanos. You can use fresh tomatoes in here if you want. You gotta add an extra hour of cooking time. I learned this sauce from a lady who used tomato paste, but then we had a vegetable broth that we used to put in there to make up for the. I don't expect to see you guys do like exactly what I'm doing right now, but hopefully you will.
Are you turning it 90 degrees?
I am turning it 90 degrees, but I can feel it getting tighter, so I'm going to start turning it at shorter intervals, because if I do that, then it'll bring it into a ball shape. So now it's getting tighter, and just bring it, say like 45-degree turns.
And it's just experience that you know when it feels right.
Yeah, like what I'm shooting for, the texture I'm shooting for is like a steak. You cook a steak, you poke it, and it bounces right back. That's what I want this thing to do. It's like kind of a balance between the density and the gluten development. Anyway, it's basically this. Poke it, it's bouncing right back like that, and now I'm ready to roll. So it's kind of sticky. I'm going to dust it with the flour right now.
It's like 70-80 pounds. Big baby! Yes. And in the winter, when it's very, very cold, just 6 or 7 grams per this. So it's nothing, like a pinch. Because the dough is soft, light, and digestive for your body. If you eat pizza for dinner and you drink too much water at night, it's not good. Because the pizza rises in your body. And you can ask here why. Because the pizza maker put too much cheese in the dough to fast rise on. And the pizza go in your belly. No good pizza maker, and you know in the night you need too much water. But if you drink wine or beer,
it's okay.
it's okay. One bottle of wine, one bottle of beer, why not? But be careful, don't drink too much because it's possible to make a real baby. Be careful.
Possible.
Yes, you know something, huh?
Yeah, just for one time.
And me too.
You too.
Okay, in Italy we have two types of pizza. This is Napolitan style, it's a thin in the middle and a bigger crust. And another type of pizza is La Romana. Romana, it's often and very crispy. Just two types. That's it. Okay, for the start I need the 2 volunteers.
Alright, 2002.
One, yeah, thank you. Two. One and two, okay. Can you wash your hands, please, before? Thank you. Thank you. Zucchini and yes, and the pepperoni. Pepperoni we mean vegetarian, not spicy salami. With just a little roast inside the oven for 5-6 minutes with a little olive oil and sea salt. And here we have chili peppers. Be careful, be careful.
Yeah.
It's very chili. If you touch when you break, go to wash your hand. Don't touch you somewhere because you can be a red.
Yeah.
You can be chili you too. Okay, for you, thank you. Say, thank you. Yeah. Now, if you want to wash your hand, yeah.
Why not?
And come to clean. No, my assistant. Don't worry. I say my assistant. Okay, squeezed tomatoes, fresh basil, sea salt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Italian pinch. 2 hands, assistant. 2 hands. Dry oregano. We don't use a fresh because it's very strong, so it's better dry. And we put here the tomatoes. If you want extra oregano, you can put after cooked pizza, not inside the oven, okay? Because it can burn. on top of the pizza, this convert. And
Olive oil.
yes, why not? Bravo.
Why not?
Thank you. Just a little. Like this, not too much. Yeah.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at that. Oh. We finish. No.
Just a little.
So the tomatoes for pizza, it's good like this. No carrots, no other ingredients, no cook, no garlic, just this. Now I'll show you how to make a pizza, and after you make your pizza. Wake up, man! Wake
I'm
up!
happy.
Wake up! Yes, be happy today. It's one pizza each couple, one for 2 or 3 person. Woo.
No, one for you.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You think who is the boss and the assistant? It's very important. Let me see, boss, assistant. Boss, where's your assistant?
Porchetta. Porchetta is pork. No ham.
Like the roasting pig with the. No,
Okay.
like you roast them there and then you pull the lid off.
They put the meat inside. Yeah. I don't remember so much. Because they changed the mozzarella. Well, not moving it around.
Don't think about that. Now on YouTube, everything.
This is the aroma.
Oh my God, brava! Ci siamo?
Are you ready?
Go! 1, 2, 3. Wow! One more. 1, 2, 3. Oppa! Perfetto. Go down.
What did you say there? What else?
For sure.
One scoop.
Can you do it? Right and left. They have. Power your finger.
All right. That's good.